The comeback tour is well and truly in effect for Israel Adesanya, and as he prepares to try to reclaim his UFC middleweight belt against Alex Pereira at UFC 287 this weekend. I'm now joined by his head coach, Eugene Bareman, who is live from the Strip in Miami. Eugene, obviously, you don't ever want to see your fighters lose, but it is a part of the sport. With how close you guys are as a team at City Kickboxing, how hard was this loss for everyone afterwards?
Obviously, our loss is difficult, but a loss is something that a team deals with. A big team like mine, we deal with regularly. So we have a system that we've developed over all these losses, and we just enact that, and we get straight into order and start. We start the process of coming back, and we've refined it a little bit over the years. So Israel hasn't been a part of that too often, but Israel has lost before, and this isn't unfamiliar territory.
Right, speaking of unfamiliar territory, he handled that loss with a lot of poise and a lot of grace. Were you proud with how he handled it, considering all of the hype that comes with his fights?
Yeah, I mean, it was expected, Megan. It was expected. Israel's always handled losses really, really well. Even if we thought that they were controversial and that perhaps he shouldn't have lost, we've always kind of taken the loss in good spirit and taken the lessons, moved on and got better. I expected Israel to handle the loss the way he did. So super proud of that, but also it was expected.
Exactly. There's usually a couple of City Kickboxing guys on each card, usually kind of stack them with the team. Not this time. Was there a particular reason why you didn't put a couple of the other guys on the card as well?
To be honest, we had the option, but we wanted to put Israel on a card by himself.
Right.
So we just wanted a full concentrated effort from the team and the coaches on Israel. I mean, I think we do a really good job of when Israel's fighting with multiple guys of making sure that he gets the right attention and that all the boys get the right attention. But we just wanted to approach this a little differently, and Israel hasn't been on a card by himself for a long time. So we just wanted him to have the feel of being the sole focal point of the whole mission, if you like.
Right. And as a student, over the last 4 to 5 months since that loss, have you seen any changes in him? Or any increase in focus coming into this rematch?
You just used our key word for the camp, and that's focus. And we've kind of coined that word and made that the word of the camp because the focus is the key part of the fight for Israel. It's not, amongst, if you count the 2 fights outside of the UFC with Pereira, I mean, we've put most of the minutes in Israel's favor. We've won most of those fights, but he's lost focus for a second. And that's kind of what we're trying to negate, that just loss of focus, even for a second, even for 20 seconds, even for 10 seconds. We're trying to negate that, and we're trying to stay mentally at a very high level for the entire 25 minutes. So it's kind of been our phrase of the camp is focus, and you kind of touched on that just then.
Well, speaking of mental spaces, if you will, Izzy seems pretty locked in coming into this week. The most, I feel like, locked in that we've seen him to date in his UFC tenure. Where do you feel like his head is at coming into this now 4th fight with Alex, considering there is so much history between them?
There's no he hasn't put extra weight on his shoulders because he's lost to Alex. Okay, it's not put, that part of it isn't putting extra pressure on him. Where the pressure's coming from is more internally from with Israel and from the team and from the coaches. We love, like, this is what we do. Like, this is the biggest challenge in the sport. One of the biggest challenges in the sport, to fight someone with this unique ability that Pereira has. It's like, there's two or three challenges in the sport, which some people don't get a chance to, get a chance to take on in their whole career. And we've got this opportunity, and with the history in mind as well, we've got this little opportunity now to kind of like prove to ourselves that that the coaches and Israel can come up with something that can kind of defeat this very unique champion, that is Alex Pereira. So that's the challenge. No challenge, there's no pressure from the fact that he's lost before. Like, those things just stay in the past.
Right, well, Alex is definitely a very particular puzzle to pick apart. But last question before we let you go: what Israel Adesanya should we expect to see this weekend at UFC 287?
I've asked Israel to look back to his past a little bit and kind of take the shackles off himself mentally, and find some of the things that he had in the past. And I'm talking about his decision making, the decision making ability, the ability to flow in a fight that he used to have when he was younger. Things used to come a little bit more freely. I've asked him to try and find that. I've asked him to look at particular fights in his past. I'm not going to say which ones, obviously, but I've asked him to reach back there and find that fighter again and bring and amalgamate that with all the new skills that he's had. And if we can find that balance, we've got a pretty good Israel going into Saturday night.
Love to hear it. Well, Eugene, as always, thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you and the team.
Thank you once again, Megan. Pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.